What are your thoughts on Black Lives Matter?
So when they start the conversation on that, what is your thoughts on Black Lives Matter? I already know.
How much money went to George Floyd's family that they raised after his death? None.
Oh man, I gotta be calm making this video because, well, you know, Jesus is the best. It's your boy MoFresh. I always start out. You know, this dude right here, bro. This dude right here, man. This dude right here was frustrating, bro. But it goes to a bigger thing, man, because most of these so-called Christians, when they get in front of a camera, so then the whole world gets to see what a so-called Christian is supposed to stand for. Same thing that they do in politics when they put a black man on camera, and then the whole world but that's their example of a so-called black man. This is what a black man is supposed to adhere to. This is what they're supposed to think like. And if they don't think like this, they're not a black man. They're an Uncle Tom. Like, see, all of this stuff is why what's happening in the country right now is happening. Do you see a lot of young men with my complexion with the ring on their finger? That's not about jewelry. Yo, this dude right here, man, and I'm going to be very frank. I'm going to keep this video very concise. He had a chance to stick up for Jesus. It's not about his church. It's not about anything else. It's not even about himself. He had a chance to stick up for Jesus Christ. And this man deliberately chose for a woman who obviously does not believe the same thing. Chose for a woman to not only denounce his faith, but then distort the faith. You know, Ephesians 5:3, I believe it is, guys, and the scriptures are very clear. I'll say it once for everybody else. This is Ephesians 5:3. But among you there must not be a hint of sexual immorality or any kind of impurity or greed, because these are improper for God's holy people. 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 9. Or do you not know that wrongdoers will not inherit the kingdom of God, guys? Do not be deceived. Neither the sexually immoral, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor men who have sex with men, nor thieves, nor the greedy, nor drunkards, nor slanderers, nor swindlers will inherit the kingdom of God. And that is what some of you were. It's okay. Look at Jesus' life. Look at what he stood for. It's okay. It's okay to be in sin. It's okay to accept that you're messed up. No, it is unnatural for a man to sleep with a man and for a woman to sleep with a woman. That's what I believe. That is unnatural. You won't be able to propagate life. That is unnatural. That is very unnatural. If you're ashamed because of this age to stand on your faith, then you should just make sure when you go on TV in front of everybody, just make sure you don't try to say you're a Christian, because you're not. And don't get me started on this girl, but I want to show you guys a conversation that she had. She's from Minneapolis. This whole Love is Blind season was in Minneapolis. And she had she kind of was talking about one of the things that he wasn't into the same things as him, like Black Lives Matter. Okay. I was in Minneapolis during that time, but, you know, hold on. Let's listen to her.
Mm-hmm. That obviously hit home because George Floyd happened in Minneapolis. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on Black Lives Matter?
So when they start the conversation on that, what is your thoughts on Black Lives Matter? I already know. I already know they're off. I already know they are not truly invested. They're saying it because of I don't like to use the word woke because it has so much political charge to it, but they are on the pop media culture word. Oh, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I support Black Lives Matter. But no, you don't support Black lives. You don't invest in Black businesses. I mean, to be real, you don't date Black men. Like, come on, man. Like, you're not invested in Black lives. But I understand, because there's two separate things. There's the false movement that came up to take advantage of the emotional turmoil of all of us when we saw what happened with George Floyd. There was a movement in Breonna Taylor. There's a movement that came in, a nonprofit organization, guys, which, again, don't even get me started on them, that came in at the same time to take all the money from these parents. Ask me how much was there a dime donated to Breonna Taylor or George Floyd's family from Black Lives Matter, the organization? Of course not. No. So when she starts off like this, what is your thoughts on Black Lives Matter? I know what she wants to say, because then there's a geopolitical movement, and then there's actually just like the human, like the atrocities that happen to Black people. I'm not, I'm a little animated, but I know that's probably what she meant. But that's not where it stops, though.
Not one way or another. I just kind of keep out of it.
I think it's very valuable and important to think about those things. And knowing you, it's not like you're actively like racist. Mm-hmm. But I personally believe what happened to George Floyd and everything else that happened, mm-hmm. I don't think that's right at all.
Yeah.
What's so important is to speak up for things that are happening around us, right? Mm-hmm. Like our voice really does matter.
Yeah. I've just kind of been staying out of it.
I don't like those answers, okay. To be honest. But it's okay, and I'm glad you're honest.
Yes.
I don't want you to lie, but I think it is so easy for us to not have an opinion.
Do you know if you would be able to like marry someone like they're not right next to you, like fully believing everything that you do at this point?
I love to learn about other viewpoints, mm-hmm. as long as there's like a discussion. But I will tell you, mm-hmm. basic human rights, mm-hmm. equality. I need someone to be on the same page with me about that. I feel like that speaks volume about who you are as a person and morals and values and, how you think of others.
Yeah. And I do think my beliefs lie more towards like what you're saying and how you believe, because it makes sense to me. And I
think the best way to look into how I do that is through my actions.
I just don't really know how to intelligently talk about it.
So George Floyd.
Very, and it's so interesting. I actually respect guys like that way more than I do women like her. Because then people would have this fake assumption that she's actually like a part of something, but she's not. At least she's being honest. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't live around that area. I don't know. And I respect somebody, but he's like, yeah, but I think my views, really. And why do I say all this stuff? Because if you watched it, spoiler alert, guys, if you haven't watched Love is Blind, just pause the video now, go watch, what happens. Okay, now everybody who's back. The reason I'm upset is because she's on this show for fame. Because she said that there was no way that she, kind of can get herself like ready to marry him and just say yes, because they're on so different wavelengths. But that's not what was betrayed in the show at all. So you waited to the end. And that's what I'm saying. Most of these people are going on this show now, Love is Blind. They're doing it because now the show has eclipsed everything. So now people want to go on Love is Blind because they want to get famous afterwards. It's not really about, it has nothing really to do with the Love is Blind. There are people who she's trying to push, her activism stuff, but she's not active. I was in Minneapolis during the time I was there, and I know I didn't fly from I was living there. I prayed. We had a prayer circle at the spot that George Floyd died. I spoke to the families. I worked at the Chase Bank right next to the U. I spoke to the families who were coming there with the big sister, little brother checks that they were depositing because they just wanted to go back to their normal lives because they had these looters that were destroying their homes, asking for canned food so that they can smash their businesses and smash their friends' homes and their neighbors. So they just wanted to go to normal life. And you have people like this who do not understand They just don't. Yeah. You like. I wish she was like him and just said, no, I don't have an opinion on it. Like I feel like it was bad, but for her to try to have this moral high ground, girl, I've never seen you in. But I was out when he came down. You know, I am somebody, and I was right there at the George Floyd time. I was right there. There were everybody, the Bloods, Crips, right there. We were right there. I didn't see her there. She would have stuck out like a sore thumb. Where were you when that happened? You were up there not having an opinion like your boy Ben. But then for him, he goes up to even to the altar because she said, well, what's your church's views on LGBTQ? And you know, I don't think that's right to you know, that a church can, you know, I want a church that accepts everybody. Okay, well, there's many of those that's just not the church of the Bible. So they're not Christians. They're not Christians. For sure they're not Christians. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. You want a church that accepts everybody. Yes, we love everybody. Yes, when an obese person goes into the gym, yes, we still care for them. They're coming in the gym. But no, I do not approve of them being obese. I'm not going to let them come in and say, okay, and when you go home, if you have some snacks and you have some other stuff like, you know, some ho-hos right there, and you want to get some little Doritos midnight snack action right there, like, it's all good. We love you. No, I don't. No. Like, find another trainer. Find another freaking trainer. I was talking to one of my coworkers. She speaks 3 languages. English is her 3rd. And she was telling me how, like, my daughter's in these schools and you guys are trying to teach Spanish here, but you guys are like, just try your best. And she was like, no, don't try. You're not going to learn anything. That's why we don't freaking go to high school and then take high school level Spanish. You think that they learn Spanish. We don't learn nothing because of the same type of soft culture. So I'm really disappointed that this dude tried to say he's a Christian. I'm going to just let you guys know that he's not a Christian. I'm going to tell you straight up. I will read the scriptures right to your face. And if anybody's ashamed of me and my words, and the Son of Man will be ashamed of you when he comes in the glory of the Father, the Son, and of the holy angels. That's what the scriptures say. That's what Jesus says. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed of the... If you're ashamed of the Bible, this is not the religion for you, buddy. And this is not the religion for y'all. It's not no kumbaya. No, like, let's... I'm just standing on what Jesus said. I'm a real Christian, a disciple of Jesus. I'm going to stand on what he says. And I'm going to take whatever comes with it. Because that's what I'm going to stand on it. He died for this. I'm going to stand on it. But I'm not going to have you going on national television talking about... Don't say that you're a Christian, though. A lot of these quote-unquote Christians out here are very soft. They don't stand for anything. They didn't do anything that Jesus would do. They don't even know anything about his life other than John 3:16. And they didn't even read the end, but they're all ashamed to come out of the darkness because they're afraid of their evil deeds being exposed. Like, they didn't even read the rest of John 3:16 or Romans 10:9. They don't know anything. They don't read the context. There's a lot of woke Christians out there, but let me end it off with talking about BLM. I want to go to Officer Tatum. Shout out to him. Shout out to another black man in this YouTube creating space, sticking up for the truth. It doesn't matter what people in our community will say.
Shouldn't have an ounce of respect for anybody claiming Black Lives Matter at this point when they don't give a flying flip about black police officers. They don't care about black conservatives. They care nothing about black people in the hood. They don't even raise money for people in the hood. They don't care about black men who are out here doing the right thing, that need a hand up, that need help out. How many businesses have they gave these millions of dollars to? How many black businesses have they sustained during the shutdown? None. How much money went to George Floyd's family that they raised after his death? None. How many went to any of these people? They have done nothing but sit around and bash people as a racist, domestic terrorist organization. That's how I look at them. If you don't want people to not like you, get your stuff together and start supporting people in this country, or shut your freaking mouth. Bro.
And guys, the reason why I say this is the big deal. Because you know, when you're talking about Black Lives Matter, it's very sad, it's very unfortunate, because I know what it stands for. I know the injustices that are going on. But not with that, not with the organization. No. Sticking up for Black lives is I'm going to tell my homeboy to be wise when he leaves his house. To be wise. I'm going to tell my little brother, who's darker than me, he's dark skinned. I'm going to tell him, be wise when you're out here just rolling around. Don't just walk in any neighborhood with your hoodie on. That's Black Lives Matter because I care for him. That's Black Lives Matter right there. I watched a little thing of Breonna Taylor's family talking. They said they would at least, they won the lawsuit, right? But, you still lose a life. But they said, at least we would want, like a prayer or somebody to send somebody over there to talk to them. And they're doing all these rallies around black people with the guise of Black Lives Matter. The guise, as in trick, ruse, but are not affecting black lives, just getting more black lives angry. We're tired. I'm sick and tired of being angry. I want us to be happy. So you go to intellect and you go channel your mind. Don't run to a TV show. Go channel your mind. Go read books. Be smarter. Learn about our country. Learn about social contracts introduced by John Locke in the late 1800s, early 1900s. Learn about social contracts. Learn about the framework of our country. Understand the hood if you guys really care. Sara, Ben, if you care or if you want to learn about us, how about you go to those areas? Don't go there now that you're some big celebrity, Love is Blind, and now you want to fly in your little and meet with these people. No. Go to the hood. You want to go to the north side of Minneapolis. Like, go to the hood. Go to St. Paul. Like, if you really want to help, go to the places that need the help. Turn off your TV. Don't talk about anything that you're doing. If you really care, which I feel like she wants to care, but I can't accept the fake version though. We had an old, when I was in Minneapolis, our preacher out there, white guy. When the thing happened with the Ahmaud Arbery, what he did? He grabbed himself. He ran through a neighborhood. And he did, I think he ran 6 miles or something like that. And he went to all the roughest neighborhoods in LA. And he ran over there. And he was like, if somebody stops him and beats him up because of the anger, then amen. You know what happened in the community when he did that? Everybody was cheering him on. Like, you got this, go ahead. You need a water. I respect stuff like that. I can get down. I can get jiggy with stuff like that. I can't rock with these fake Christians. I can't rock with these people who say they care, but they have not shown it an inch or an ounce of care. So then I'm like, well, they have the loudest voices. So I could not say this because then I might even offend some Christians. Hey, bro, I don't think you should be saying stuff like this because, what would they say if we can't have an unhealthy interest in controversies and, hey, we got to stay out of the politics. Yeah, but then they have the loudest voices. And then what are we trying to save the world in our little microcosm, little church group over here? Like, that's not going to work. We need to stop being cowards, go turn on your cameras, go do the exact same thing that they're doing and poisoning the mind of our young men and women all over the world and letting them grow up being confused, allowing them to think, I'm not comfortable in my body. I guess I'm just like this. I have anxiety. I can't leave. Like, I have to be like this. I have to be overweight. I have to be confused. No, you don't. You need to get stronger and you need somebody to push you to be strong. So no, I can't just sit back anymore and let these people with their super loud voices continue to corrupt. No, we're going to push. We're going to have a black man like myself. We're going to push for real equality by getting all of it out. No more just hiding behind the curtains, I got to vote for Trump. And then hide back in the corner. I don't know, how do you vote for Trump? Enough of that, man. Enough of that stuff. We're going to be loud right here, front and center. So that they can choose as equally. I'm going to be here front and center, baby. If you can't rock with this, then this is not the channel for you. I love having fun. We can talk about sports. We can talk about everything. But I hope you guys read the bio. I'm going to for sure talk about Jesus. I'm going to for sure stand on business. My uncle is in the drag. I've never looked at them less. I never loved them less. I love them the same. But I stand on business when it comes to the scriptures. That's what I believe. I will die believing this with all my heart. That is my goal. And for those of you guys who are interested in Black Lives Matter, I know what you're saying. I get it. And if you are black yourself and you see this, care about Black lives. Arm yourself with knowledge and intellect. Don't just make wild chess pieces because you're angry. And blunder your queen and blunder your rooks, your powerful pieces. Don't be smart. Set up the game. Learn the chess table in this world called life, in this country called the United States. Greatest country in the world. Learn how it's set up. Learn your disadvantages. Learn the other opponent's strategies. And then start taking your steps to what you believe is right. Arm yourself up with knowledge. 2 Peter 1. 3-8. Add to all these things, goodness, knowledge, all these things, and love, mutual affection. It'll bind them. It'll cover over a multitude of wrongs. It'll bind everything together. But we're going to stand on business when it comes to Jesus. And you're going to hear what a real Christian sounds like. Unsubscribe, do what you need to do. I don't need this video monetized. I just want people to hear what a real Christian sounds like. I'm going to leave all this in here too. You guys go pick it apart. Do what you need to do. Oh, heck no. I'll be danged if I have these people have the loudest voices. So Jesus is the best. It's your boy MoFresh. If you stuck around, let me know what you think. You guys know I respond to every single comment. I know Joe Rogan says don't read the comments. I read them all. There might be a point where I stop reading them, but right now, I ain't at that point, baby. I'm going to read them all. So, yo, bro, like, you shouldn't be, you don't need women that, I already talked about it, man. Stand on business, man. And girl, hopefully you mean what you say, and you say what you mean. And I really hope that you're making a difference, but, from the outside looking in, you don't sound good, and I don't remember seeing you in any of the meetings. I don't remember seeing you at all. And there were white people there, there were black people, there were Mexican, there was everybody there. I don't remember seeing you. That's all I'm saying. Sure. Anyways, this is the best. Your boy MoFresh. I'm gonna catch you on the next one.